Hello, everybody. Scott Golden with Golden Opportunities Coaching here. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations about a variety of psychological, emotional, and coaching related topics. If you need coaching or have ever thought about life, business, or creativity coaching in your past, now's a great time with the new year to do that. Certainly, people are making a lot of powerful changes in 2021, and hopefully you're one such person. Anyway, we're going to talk about making your commitments stick today. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions, and only about 10% of those people ever follow through on their resolutions past the first 30 days of the year. And so, a lot of times, internal commitments to make something a habit, and there's debate about whether a habit develops in 30 days to 90 days, but somewhere in that 90-day range is usually the socially acceptable and societally acceptable expectation of making a habit stick. But there are ways to increase your likelihood of doing so, and so certainly it's worth investigating. How does one do that? How do you make something that you have committed to at least partially stick? And we're going to kind of run through 6 things that kind of help that to happen. And the first thing is focus on one thing at a time. A lot of times people will say, I'm going to work out more in the new year and spend more time with my significant other and get a new job and the problem is the human mind can only focus on 5 to 7 things at a time. And so, and that's in any given moment. And so, if one of the things you need to focus on is a new habit and a commitment to that new habit, and then you've got, let's say, 4 to 6 other things going on that are routine things you have to do, or just things that have to happen and change, then you get burnt out really quickly. So it's better, like if you have financial goals, hey, I'm going to make X amount per day, or X amount per week, or X amount per month if you're a self-employed person, or I'm going to spend so much time working towards getting a better job that increases my monthly income or weekly income by Y with another employer. That's important there too. And so, focusing on one thing and having a detailed, this is the second point, having a detailed plan. Look, you know yourself better than anyone else in the world, we hope. And so that means you need to plan for the times when you're ready to quit on yourself. Plan for the times when you don't feel like doing it. Plan for the times when you get overburdened and you almost want to forget, oh, it doesn't matter that much. Well, it may not matter that much right now, and it may not matter that much in a difficult situation. And while, as an example, everyone or nearly everyone has had financial issues due to the pandemic, and so myself included, I didn't reach financial goals for 2020 the way I had hoped. But instead of wallowing in the negativity of that, I learned new skills that hopefully, when the pandemic is over, I can implement into my business, and I can come out stronger and make up for the lost ground. It may take a year, it may take 2, but I have a plan for when things shift back to being more normal that will allow me to catch lost time. And I think having a plan for when you need to adjust your goals, when you need to look at them differently, when you need to maybe not change your goals, but modify your timetables or modify how you execute your goals, I think that is super important. Also, planning ahead and saying, I'm going to start this on this day, and here's how I'm going to chart my progress is super important. Reward systems. So, it's a fact the human brain deals well with rewards. We are animals at the core first. Obviously, we, unlike the animal kingdom, have the ability to reason and put together logic, but the fact is, we still enjoy something of a bonus, so to speak, when we do or experience something that we didn't think we could or we didn't think was possible. And so have rewards set. If I stick to my goals then I can get an extra Starbucks. If I stick to my goals, then I can download a new music album that I enjoy. If I stick to my goals, then I can go for an extra walk or spend more time with my family. Like, have things set up so that you are reward minded as it relates to yourself. The reason for that is because at the end of the day, there will be times when your emotions betray you and you don't want to stick to your plan. But if you have the reward at the end of the day or the end of the week, well, you're more likely to do it because you've given yourself a mini goal, and mini goals are super important to making any change. The next thing that is important is writing down your progress. So, if you are going to stick to anything, kind of taking yourself through the emotional journey of today I felt good about my goal, today I felt awful about my goal, today I didn't want to follow through on my goal, today I learned this about myself in relation to my aspirations for change, today I learned where my weaknesses are or where my strengths are or a different way to look at things. It's helpful for two reasons. When you slow down enough to write something down, you also are slowing down enough to process your emotions as they happen, which can be valuable for people that are impulsive. It can be valuable for people who are dealing with, let's say, negative emotional states like anxiety, frustration, extra sadness, depression. All of these things, having that outlet of expression can help a person stay committed and connected to the bigger picture. It's necessary sometimes in next idea to change surroundings. So if you are trying to lose weight, chances are you probably want to move the cheap foods to different parts of the house, or maybe put them in the garage if you need to. In other words, change the things that tempt you to go back to old negative behaviors. If you want to read more, for example, in the new year, then maybe it means that you unplug your TV when you're not using it, so you actually have to get up and manually plug it back in order to turn it on and binge watch Netflix. I know it sounds like extra work, but that's part of the point. If you interrupt the thing you would naturally do and make yourself have to be more deliberate, you'll be more likely to think about not breaking your promises to yourself. The next is avoid triggering situations. If you know that talking to your mom for more than 15 minutes makes you want to binge eat, or fighting with your significant other makes you want to drink alcohol, then don't do these things. In other words, if you know certain things are going to set you into a negative behavior, sometimes it means purging people out of your life. Other times it means setting better boundaries and limits on people. Sometimes it also means cutting the amount of time you spend or energy you put into negative situations down so that you can make them more manageable in smaller doses. But avoid things that trigger you to go back into negative behavioral patterns, and you'll be more likely to stick to your positive ones. So, hopefully, this has been helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. I also encourage you, if you would benefit from coaching, feel free to reach out on YouTube or on social media at PO Perception. My website is also in the About Me section, so that may be helpful to you. But until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.